Hi, how are you doing? I was reading a book and it says that 95% children at age of 3 to 5 are highly creative. But their survey was done with the same set of kids after when they become a teenage, and they found that their creativity is dropped from 95 to 5%. What happened? Because the surrounding started forcing them to accept the environment the way, and they stopped being creative. But you know what is the good news is that you can be creative today, because it's a natural instinct in a human being. It's the same like a muscle mass, right? Either you use it or lose it. If you use it, your muscles become strong, but if you leave it, it's automatically become weak. Our creativity mind, if I don't use it, it's automatically become weak. But if I start thinking towards that, I become more creative. Because in today's world, your creativity, your ideas are a source of wealth. In information era, the way we are living, in fact, it is transforming from information era to more towards visualization era. But in information era, everything is available in click a button, either a Google, either a Facebook, and things like that. The more creative person I become, more the idea I generate. And when I generate more idea, this always help me to accomplish a goal, what I set for myself, and that eventually lead me towards becoming more wealthy, right? So being creative, starting being creative and being in zone is today very important. It can be start like this, right? So more creative zone I am able to generate more ideas, and when my more idea is getting generated, I'm able to accomplish my goals. And Hi, how are you doing? I was reading a book and it says that 95% children at age of 3 to 5 are highly creative. But their survey was done with the same set of kids after when they become a teenage, and they found that their creativity is dropped from 95 to 5%. What happened? Because the surrounding started forcing them to accept the environment the way, and they stopped being creative. But you know what is the good news is that you can be creative today, because it's a natural instinct in a human being. It's the same like a muscle mass, right? Either you use it or lose it. If you use it, your muscles become strong, but if you leave it, it's automatically become weak. Our creativity mind, if I don't use it, it's automatically become weak. But if I start thinking towards that, I become more creative. Because in today's world, your creativity, your ideas are a source of wealth. In information era, the way we are living, in fact, it is transforming from information era to more towards visualization era. But in information era, everything is available in click a button, either a Google, either a Facebook, and things like that. The more creative person I become, more the idea I generate. And when I generate more idea, this always help me to accomplish a goal, what I set for myself, and that eventually lead me towards becoming more wealthy, right? So being creative, starting being creative and being in zone is today very important. It can be start like this, right? So more creative zone I am able to generate more ideas, and when my more idea is getting generated, I'm able to accomplish my goals. And Hi, how are you doing? I was reading a book and it says that 95% children at age of 3 to 5 are highly creative. But their survey was done with the same set of kids after when they become a teenage, and they found that their creativity is dropped from 95 to 5%. What happened? Because the surrounding started forcing them to accept the environment the way, and they stopped being creative. But you know what is the good news is that you can be creative today, because it's a natural instinct in a human being. It's the same like a muscle mass, right? Either you use it or lose it. If you use it, your muscles become strong, but if you leave it, it's automatically become weak. Our creativity mind, if I don't use it, it's automatically become weak. But if I start thinking towards that, I become more creative. Because in today's world, your creativity, your ideas are a source of wealth. In information era, the way we are living, in fact, it is transforming from information era to more towards visualization era. But in information era, everything is available in click of button, either a Google, either a Facebook, and things like that. The more creative person I become, more the idea I generate. And when I generate more idea, this always helps me to accomplish a goal, what I set for myself, and then eventually lead me towards becoming more wealthy, right? So being creative, starting being creative and being in zone is today very important. It can be start like this, right? So more creative zone I am able to generate more ideas, and when my more idea is getting generated, I'm able to accomplish my goals. And hi, how are you doing? I was reading a book and it says that 95% children at age of 3 to 5 are highly creative. But their survey was done with the same set of kids after when they become a teenage, and they found that their creativity is dropped from 95 to 5%. What happened? Because the surrounding started forcing them to accept the environment the way, and they stopped being creative. But you know what is the good news is that you can be creative today, because it's a natural instinct in a human being. It's the same like a muscle mass, right? Either you use it or lose it. If you use it, your muscles become strong, but if you leave it, it's automatically become weak. Our creativity mind, if I don't use it, it's automatically become weak. But if I start thinking towards that, I become more creative. Because in today's world, your creativity, your ideas are a source of wealth. In information era, the way we are living, in fact, it is transforming from information era to more towards visualization era. But in information era, everything is available in click of button, either a Google, either a Facebook, and things like that. The more creative person I become, more the idea I generate. And when I generate more idea, this always helps me to accomplish a goal, what I set for myself, and then eventually lead me towards becoming more wealthy, right? So being creative, starting being creative and being in zone is today very important. It can be start like this, right? So more creative zone I am able to generate more ideas, and when my more idea is getting generated, I'm able to accomplish my goals. And hi, how are you doing? I was reading a book and it says that 95% children at age of 3 to 5 are highly creative. But their survey was done with the same set of kids after when they become a teenage, and they found that their creativity is dropped from 95 to 5%. What happened? Because the surrounding started forcing them to accept the environment the way, and they stopped being creative. But you know what is the good news is that you can be creative today, because it's a natural instinct in a human being. It's the same like a muscle mass, right? Either you use it or lose it. If you use it, your muscles become strong, but if you leave it, it's automatically become weak. Our creativity mind, if I don't use it, it's automatically become weak. But if I start thinking towards that, I become more creative. Because in today's world, your creativity, your ideas are a source of wealth. In information era, the way we are living, in fact, it is transforming from information era to more towards visualization era. But in information era, everything is available in click of button, either a Google, either a Facebook, and things like that. The more creative person I become, more the idea I generate. And when I generate more idea, this always help me to accomplish a goal, what I set for myself, and then eventually lead me towards becoming more wealthy, right? So being creative, starting being creative and being in zone is today very important. It can be start like this, right? So more creative zone I am able to generate more ideas, and when my more idea is getting generated, I'm able to accomplish my goals. And hi, how are you doing? I was reading a book and it says that 95% children at age of 3 to 5 are highly creative. But their survey was done with the same set of kids after when they become a teenage, and they found that their creativity is dropped from 95 to 5%. What happened? Because the surrounding started forcing them to accept the environment the way, and they stopped being creative. But you know what is the good news is that you can be creative today, because it's a natural instinct in a human being. It's the same like a muscle mass, right? Either you use it or lose it. If you use it, your muscles become strong, but if you leave it, it's automatically become weak. Our creativity mind, if I don't use it, it's automatically become weak. But if I start thinking towards that, I become more creative. Because in today's world, your creativity, your ideas are a source of wealth. In information era, the way we are living, in fact, it is transforming from information era to more towards visualization era. But in information era, everything is available in click a button, either a Google, either a Facebook, and things like that. The more creative person I become, more the idea I generate. And when I generate more idea, this always help me to accomplish a goal, what I set for myself, and then eventually lead me towards becoming more wealthy, right? So being creative, starting being creative and being in zone is today very important. It can be start like this, right? So more creative zone I am able to generate more ideas, and when my more idea is getting generated, I'm able to accomplish my goals. And hi, how are you doing? I was reading a book and it says that 95% children at age of 3 to 5 are highly creative. But their survey was done with the same set of kids after when they become a teenage, and they found that their creativity is dropped from 95 to 5%. What happened? Because the surrounding started forcing them to accept the environment the way, and they stopped being creative. But you know what is the good news is that you can be creative today, because it's a natural instinct in a human being. It's the same like a muscle mass, right? Either you use it or lose it. If you use it, your muscles become strong, but if you leave it, it's automatically become weak. Our creativity mind, if I don't use it, it's automatically become weak. But if I start thinking towards that, I become more creative. Because in today's world, your creativity, your ideas are a source of wealth. In information era, the way we are living, in fact, it is transforming from information era to more towards visualization era. But in information era, everything is available in click a button, either a Google, either a Facebook, and things like that. The more creative person I become, more the idea I generate. And when I generate more idea, this always help me to accomplish a goal, what I set for myself, and then eventually lead me towards becoming more wealthy, right? So being creative, starting being creative and being in zone is today very important. It can be start like this, right? So more creative zone I am able to generate more ideas, and when my more idea is getting generated, I'm able to accomplish my become goals.
Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
I hope you're doing well. Probably it's a good idea to start your video. Good to see everybody. All right, good, wonderful. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Akashji. How are you?
Yeah, fantastic. Great.
Good evening, Akash.
Good evening, everybody. Good, wonderful. Today is wonderful weather in Bangalore. It's like, looks like going to be a kind of rain, but I don't think so. I'm very excited to talk today, everybody. So you remember we are reading this book. I hope you have not forget about the Beyond Talent. How many of you reading this book? Or you forget every and you just remember on the weekend to weekend on Saturday? Somebody logged out just now. Okay, all right, good. How many of you reading this book right now? Okay, Arvind says he's reading. I'm very happy to know that. All right, good. Who else is reading? Oh, Pradipta. Okay, wonderful. Hi, wonderful. Very nice. Okay, who else is reading? Amar is reading. Okay, great, wonderful. Some of you had to read. In fact, today I'm going to declare a remaining book as well so that you can order well in advance and not to kill our 2 months. Okay, good, wonderful. So yeah, probably you, so if you want to share, can you raise your hand so that I can call you one by one and you'll have a 3 minutes a topic to talk about, and then I'll take over and talk about, the courage test your talent. That's my topic, right? So I'm going to talk about, about a courage today, correct? And good. So could you please, raise your hands accordingly? I can, probably, invite you one by one in the speaker mode, and you can share. So who want to share quickly? Okay, Arvind say he wants to share. Amar says, okay, very nice, wonderful, guys. Good, wonderful. So, okay, wonderful. I see Pradipta says he wants to share. Very nice. I'm very happy to know that. Good. Great. So what I want to hear from you is that probably you'd like to, kind of talk about next 3 to 5 minutes, what you learned through the book and how you're implementing, what is your thought process, right? So the first person is to share is Arvind. So probably over to Arvind. Go ahead, Arvind.
Yeah, so hi everybody. Arvind and Soumya here. So very much excited to read this book and have a new learnings, and excited to implement them. Implement them. Actually, the book is very much exciting, and each chapter is a separate one. So it's not like you have to read it from the start. We can start it from anywhere, and yeah, we can get a good grip of it. Okay, so I will share about uh, one chapter initiative activates your talent. Another chapter about the belief I am reading at passion I am reading at present. Okay. But initiative activates talent. I will share about, which I have read completely. So it mainly speaks about that everybody has some talent, but how the talent can be utilized in an effective way. Okay, or how it helps somebody to achieve extra milestone with the talent what they have. So mainly the key is having taking initiative. Okay, and as the chapter starts, it speaks about some disaster which happened in California, sorry, San Francisco, and how a company took over took that challenge. Actually, there were many companies who bid for it. Okay, for the disaster which happened for a freeway, and the government wanted it to be constructed as soon as possible. It would have taken approx 5 to 6 months to repair, to come over it. And a company took. There are many companies who were having expertise. They bid for it, but the company which won the bid, okay, CC Mayer, and it finished the work within half of its time, actually, what was given to him and what it has promised to complete the work. They said that they will complete the complete freeway construction within 140 days, and they completed it within half of the time. So there it says that because the company were having the talent and they were having the leadership who took the initiative and they won the bid and they put the complete management. The management managed the project with double of the effort. They work for 24 hours instead of 12 hours, and they prove to the government that uh, uh, it can be overcome. So there was an initiative taken by the company. The responsibility was taken by the company, which helped to them to win over the disaster within the time which it was thought of actually. So there are a couple of learnings, many learnings, a couple of learnings which I'll say I got from this chapter. Okay, where it's many times we think about, like I think about that now, from where to start. I have to do something, but from where to start? So there's a topic where it says about initiative is the first step to go anywhere, wherever we want to go. So there it speaks about like a person was trekking within some mountain and he reached some city, and in that city he it was not a city, it was just a very small village where he found some shop and he just sat over there, and he saw an old man and he asked the old man that please tell me for what this village is famous for. And he the old man simply answered, you can start from here and get anywhere in the world. So it's just a simple sentence that says you can start from here and get anywhere, but mainly it's a very big thing. Many times we think that from where to start, what to do, what to not to do. Okay, but whatever is our goal, whatever is our challenge, if I have to overcome and if I have to become, okay, I have to start from somewhere. Some small step, okay, today will help us to will help us to generate the momentum, and from which can reach to the destination wherever we wish and wherever we want actually. So that was very nice for me. And again, the one thing which I have to overcome is the fear. There'll be many times we will have some fear to inside actually. And the next topic speaks about that initiative closes the door of fear. And here it very beautifully explains about how a skydiver, there were a group of skydivers who went and they were very much scared of jumping from 11,000 feet. And as the moment they jumped, okay, they overcome the fear and they were actually completely enjoying the diving actually. So this topic gave me a learning of that fear can be overcome, and how it can be overcome through if we have a confidence, and how a confidence can be built by action. So how what did the skydiver do? They put some action. They had a confidence. That's why they sat in the plane to jump. Okay, but they had a fear inside. They built the confidence inside themselves and took an action, and they jump outside the plane from 11,000 feet. And the action gave them this thing to move forward. Okay, and to overcome their fear and win over the win over the whatever fear they had actually. So again, whenever again the next topic speaks about that we should always never think about the opportunity to be the perfect or the timing to be perfect to win over it or to work on it. Even whenever we get an opportunity and we feel that we are 80% sure that we can overcome, okay, we can do something, we should start. Even though we are 60% sure or 80% sure, we should start, rather than by sitting and seeing that when it will be 100% clear for me that this opportunity is for me and I'll pick it up. Okay, that's maybe by that time the time will pass over. Okay, so these are a couple of my learnings from this chapter, and then it speaks about that why people lack the initiative. Okay, I will skip those part because there are many things to cover in that. Okay, I have just 5 minutes, so there is one thing which I like in that is that initiative. Many times we postpone things on tomorrow rather than today. Okay, so this topic speaks about uh, today is better than tomorrow. Okay, so मैं बहुत बार हम लोग सोचते हैं कि ठीक है आज क्या करना है कल कर लेंगे. Okay, and why we do that? Okay, which the next topic speaks about. Talent plus initiative is a talent plus person. Okay, if we have to become a talent plus person, then we have to start accepting the responsibility. Okay, if we have to do something, if we have to create a will, then through wishes we cannot overcome. Okay, we cannot create a will. So we have to work towards it. So we have to take responsibility and move towards it. That was one of my learning. Again, examining the reason of not taking the initiative. What is stopping me to take initiative? Um, we should we should examine ourselves. We should stop sometime and we should look over to ourselves that talk to ourselves to see that why we are not taking initiative. What is stopping us? Okay. Then the next topic is about focus on benefits of completing the task. Okay. So many of the time I have observed why I will not be able to complete tasks, that we will not be able to prioritize it properly. Okay. So we have to prioritize between unimportant thing and the important things. Okay, which will help us to overcome the and then the best thing which I like is the fourth point of this topic is share your goals with a friend who will help you. Okay, so this here many of the time we keep things to ourselves, but our best friend can be our wife, can be my wife, maybe our friend, some of best friend, maybe many of like if you have a mentor, that's the best thing. Okay, I have a mentor in my life, so I am very much thankful for that I have a mentor who is there to guide me for whatever I want to do. I always check and I always discuss and I decide what to do. So if here it says that sharing a goal and share your goals and dreams with the people who care about you and will encourage you and assist you in accomplishing them. So everybody should find out a person, okay, who cares for you. Okay, like I have a person who cares for me, and I know that he'll always encourage me for whatever I do, and he'll always give me a good suggestion. Okay, for what I want to achieve, and then again break large tasks into down into smaller one to achieve our goals. And then the last two things, and the last is the procrastination. So many things we procrastinate, and we actually what we do is that we leave it for the next day. Okay, which I was sharing the in lack of taking initiative. So fix up some time. I should fix up some time for what I am procrastinating. Okay, and I should set either I do it or not. That time is for the that hour is allocated for only the thing which I always procrastinate. Let's say I have to for my let's say for my office work, okay, which I am keeping pending for past couple of weeks. Okay, so I can allocate it for a particular hours. Allocate a particular hours. Block my calendar, and I have all in that time. Okay, I have to do only that work, nothing else actually. Again, next the last topic which I like is remember preparation includes doing. So we prepare a lot of time, but we don't do. Okay, but the doing is important. Writer here very beautifully, the writer John C. Maxwell very beautifully explains that many people comes to him in the conferences and wherever he goes and says that they want to become a writer like him. But when he checks in details, okay, they have not started anything towards it to achieve it. Okay, and John C. Maxwell says the first book which he has written, which was very thin book. Okay, he took 2 years to write. So somewhere he started. He took the initiative, and he start doing something every day for his passion. Okay, for what he want to do in his life. And today he is one of the famous guy, one of the very successful writer. Actually, there are so many leadership books he has written. So that's what he says, that preparation includes doing. So if we have to do, then if we have to achieve something, we have to do. We have to start doing it. We have to start working towards it, and we have to take initiative. So that's it from my end. That's what I want to share.
Very nice, Arvind. Fantastic, information. In fact, this is very nice because whatever the talent you have, but if you don't take initiative, you're not going to succeed, whether you're talented or not talented. So somebody who is not talented but take initiative, do things, could go beyond the somebody who is very talented person, right? So that's wonderful. Okay, good. Okay, wonderful, very nice. Let me see the next person. We have Pradeepta. So Pradeepta, if you would like to share quickly. And next time onwards, what I realized that we will keep a timer so that we can understand. So please go ahead, Pradeepta. And I need somebody who can take care of timer part. All right.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening to all of you. And thank you, Akash and Silpaji, for this reading lesson club. Otherwise, we do not have to get access to this kind of wonderful books. And actually, in fact, online also this book is not available because I think this club people only purchase all the books. But finally, I started with the Kindle books. So I purchased through Kindle and I started reading. Few days back, I purchased. So I am not that much speed reader, but I choose a topic. First topic I choose coincident. Akashi also going to talk about that one. That is courage, test your talents. And I'll talk till now I'm not completed this chapter also, but I'll talk 2 points in here. In this chapter, this especially the author is talking how our courage will be tested in different way. So two points I'll take in two keynotes as what I take away. I'll talk about that one. One is he's telling how our courage will be tested as we seek a truth that we know may be the painful. And one more is taking when we take the high road. I'll tell you, we'll discuss what is the high road actually. But first I'll take what is the key, what is the truth that actually. And here actually the author is talking about the 5 different actually, six different actually the way how we face our courage. He's telling one paragraph I like the most actually. It is telling courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen. It takes a brave person to listen and unpleasant the truth. So what are the truth actually he's taking? He's taking the 6 truths. One is called the issue, the temptation, the decision, the challenge, the response, and the respect. So what are the basically the issue while he's talking about that? More often we are seeing that it is something we do not hear about it, because we do not want, whenever any issue is coming to our life, we do not want to hear that one, but we have to go through that phases only. That is actually one point. Our courage actually there will be determined. And another thing, temptation, like we want to ignore it and rationalize, spin it, but package it, but we have to go through that one. Then he's talking about the decision to grow. We must face the truth and make personal changes. There also our courage will be defined. And the next one is talking about the challenge. Challenge is nothing but it is change is not easy. Our decision to change will be tested daily. That is one more. And the next thing, next point, what I like the most is the response. What is actually the response? Others will be slow to acknowledge it. They will wait to see if our behavior changes. It is personally I have experienced actually. If we have started anything actually, we'll find it until unless we are accomplished it to certain levels, they'll not give. They'll not recognize us, or they'll not give value addition what we actually are doing. That is actually what I found the response means. Anything in job or business or any activity or any sports, until unless we are not reaching in the particular to the certain level, or we are not giving particular timing over there, they're not going to acknowledge it. Then another it is given the respect. What is this respect is actually? Respect is always gained on the difficult ground, and it comes from the others only when our behavior and words match. Any tough field, when if you see like any cricketer or any sports person, whenever we are actually getting, we are giving respect when they accomplished actually, but it's coming while the process itself, the process of becoming accomplished, that time only we are actually getting that respect. That is the more our this is in the truth phases, whatever actually I told, it is here only the courage is testing. And the next point, what I like the most is when you take the high road. Actually, there author is talking about the 3 roads in here actually. One is called the low road, the middle road, and the high road. What is this actually? Roads means it is a behavioral actually of others towards us. And it is he's talking what is the first low road, but we have to choose the high road. First let me talk. What is this roads actually? The low road means like when we treat others worse than they treat us. Where we treat others worse than they treat us. How other people are treating us and how we are treating. Are we treating them bad? That is called low road actually. What is the middle road? How they are treating us the same way we are treating them. that is called middle road. But the most important part is the high road. What is the high road? Actually, it does not matter how they are treating us, but we have to treat always better to others. Actually, that is called high road, and it personalized. I also experience. I'll give one example, not an example. It's a real fact in everybody's life also. Let's example, in our job also, some colleagues are there. Some colleagues will like very friendly, and some colleagues they'll be like antibody. Like they'll not in each and every work they'll just ping us, and they'll talk something with in front of the boss in front about us actually. But still, how we are treating that is actually mostly. In fact, it happened with us in colleague. It's general thing, but how that time we are treating. But when I'm treating, I was thinking when one of my colleague in my bank, similarly I faced that one. But that time how I treat particular some time I treat good. Then I also होता ना मैं भी पंगा ले लेता हूँ इस समय. Then I also मतलब treat them. But when I read this paragraph, then I thought that I should not do that kind of behavior to that person. Then I changed one. So this is actually where it's helping me how I can face the real time scenario with the courage. So thank you actually, I guess.
Very nice, Pradeepta. Wonderful. In fact, definitely that's my topic, but thank you so much. You covered some of the points. So very nice. Good, wonderful. The third person I see that Amar. So Amar, over to you before we get started.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So I'll be sharing about the latest chapter which I finished is on the practice sharpening your talent. And yes, what is my learning and what I could understand and how I could implement is definitely be it whatever field, until unless we keep on practicing in that field, even if I am talented, after some time it will be lost. So like means there are a couple of things like the author talks about, don't be afraid to give your best what seemingly are small jobs. So चाहे हम छोटी चीज करें चाहे बड़ी चीज करें, if we are not doing the practice, then it will not be with the same effectiveness what we expected. Like let's take an example of a lot of time we talk about there is an example ki there are two people who are cutting trees, and one person is just cutting the tree from morning till evening, and the other person is also sharpening his axe in the meantime after cutting for some time, and his result or effectiveness is more. So basically he's also sharpening the axe, but at the same time he's also practicing where exactly is the right thing, so that when he does it, it becomes more effective. So that's the one thing which I could learn. And also the author talks about, even if someone is talented, these practice which is done on a daily basis, be it even a small, can lead to many fold of efforts. Like let's take an example of the race or the Olympic race or the sprint race which happens. So the people who are actually winning, so they are not like a talented, of course they have become a sprinter, but at the same time they keep on practicing for the last 5 years, and then they come in the main field. And when this happens, even a small effort, like someone who is running and they both are I think it's just the difference between the first and second is 1/100th of a second, but it's just that a little effort they put in the last minute that gives them the result or a victory. So the author also talks about the 5 pillars of practice, and where he covers one important pillar is also having a coach or someone who can guide you, because the coach knows the strength and a weakness of a person, of the entire team. Where if I take a simple example, I think most of people have seen this movie called Chak De, where Shah Rukh Khan is basically the coach of the women hockey team, and he has players from different background, and he knows every player's strength and weakness. And that's where, if you remember, there is one senior most player, and he keeps her out until there is a match which comes where he requires her, and that's where she is actually not happy why he is keeping her out for the initial match. But when there is a match where it is required to have a skills of expertise, he brings her. So what exactly it tells that the coach knows the strength of a person and he accordingly acts. The same way, if you remember in the final match, he knows the weakness of that goalkeeper, and he's always seeing her in the last minutes of the entire movie to see that whether she and she's also knowing that he is my coach, and she also sees him, and that's where he's able to guide it. So that is one thing which I could able to relate. And I think effort, I have already talked about it. One last thing I would like to talk about is the author talk about a little thing can have enough for the talent, which I already told. A little push, it can be a little time extra. Like let's say we are into like I'm into wellness coach or fitness coach. So even if I am in my right shape, I still need to do the practice if I want to be in that field. Otherwise, I'm going to be out. So a little effort, a little time, and it's not just about openness to change. A lot of time in our corporate ladder, people talk about be open to change, be open to change. That's a good thing, but it's also about pursuing the change. मतलब आप ओपन तो हो जानने के लिए, सुनने के लिए, बट क्या आप उसको परस्यू कर रहे हो कि नहीं, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. आर यू doing that change? That's what it means, the pursuing the change. So that is what the last thing I want to talk about, where exactly these are a couple of things which helps the practice making the talented person bit more effective and efficient. So I think that's all I want to take in my time, and yeah, over to you, Akash.
Good, wonderful, very nice, Amar. Absolutely, very important part. Okay, does anybody is there who would like to talk about a minute? Else we will go. Okay, I see some more people have raised their hand. No. All right. Peru, okay, Peru, go ahead. You are very. Soumya, you want to speak about it? Then you have 1 minute to speak. Okay, Peru, you want to speak? You have a few minutes to speak.
Yeah. Thank you, Akash and Shilpa, for this Reading Nation community. I reached till the 3rd chapter of the book, and I just wanted to share an experience where it speaks about taking initiatives, and it spoke about why people do not take initiatives. So one thing that I related myself was whenever you are not taking initiative, it may be mostly of fear of a bigger problem to solve. So try to break down the bigger problem into smaller problems and just focus on the smaller ones step by step. That is what I read in that book, and that's a common thing that I have been doing in my office a couple of days. Whenever we have leadership question, often the task is big, so I always sit and break it down into smaller tasks so that my fear of how I'm going to accomplish it goes off. So that is something I related when I read the book. Thank you.
Okay, very nice, Peru. Very nice, wonderful. Okay, good. I quickly want to cover about the courage part, right? So why don't we talk about what we think about courage, right? Can we talk about it? Can somebody unmute and talk about what do you think about a courage? Courage means.
So
Anybody want? Yeah.
I'll just take it. So
Quickly.
courage can be so simple. Like I was very shy in social media a year back, I can say. When I started out, I was like, Facebook account was there, but there was nothing much happening. And talking to something on the social media, there was so much hate and things like that. But once the things started, and the focus was not to be perfect, but to share the experience, to help the people know. The focus was not about being perfect. So the focus was like, how can I help, how can I share my knowledge, kind of a thing. So somehow it started, and that can be a smallest courage that I took, I can say, to go on social media. And now past 1 year, I know I have started helping so many people with regard to health, wellness, and everything. And that is something I feel that courage can be the smallest thing steps, but it can bring ripple effects, or we can actually help so many people also. So this was my personal experience.
Okay, very nice. Okay, good. Anybody else?
Yeah. What I think is courage is nothing but just focus on what one needs to convey and not really think what people will.
So when we say somebody is very courageous person, what comes in your mind?
Free to talk.
Okay, good.
Anybody? And not really thinking about what others judge.
Okay. Good. Wonderful. Anybody else? So you know what? Courage, we always think about, something dangerous things if he has done and accomplished something means he is courageous.
Maybe something like, say, maybe I'm fear of something, but even though I'm still doing out of that,
Yeah.
how it's like maybe some
Absolutely. So courage need every places, right? Courage. If I want to go right now in this Corona situation, also I would write courage required things, right? So courage doesn't mean is courage means that you can do anything. So if you don't take a courage, right, you will not able to do worthwhile, and then you end up regret. Oh, I could have taken a little bit and done it much better, right? Could be anything, right, in the life, right? So that is one thing you require, right? You look at a good leaders, look at people who are very, very successful in each and every step of their life. You see they have been courageous because they have gone out of the way and done something, right? It requires, look at our prime minister itself. So many days he has to be a little courageous person to deal in so many things, right? So you do whether small things or you do big things, it at every stage courage required. The question is that why talented people need a courage? Because this book is talking about beyond talent, right? Beyond talent. So somebody is already talented or not talented. What is the courage play an important role? We have to understand. The important is that when you become a courageous person, you will start experiencing some of the things you might experience. You might have to take a courage on yourself, and you know the truth that probably this would be not good beneficial for me, but still you're doing it, right? Look at the people who are in the face front of army. They know that they are the place where at any point of time they are fighting for the country first, right? That's the reason they're courageous. They're not thinking about their life can be threatened, right? Or it could be anything, courage needed because when you are not confident about anything, right? But still you have to do it. So what happened? You have to make sure inside and become a courageous to do things, right? Something you're not confident, but still you are willing to do that, which means what? You are ready to take a courage. You are a courageous person. Are you developing those habits to do it things, right? Probably, courage means that lot of people, you want to do something, a lot of people are saying you're doing wrong, but still you are going beyond boundary line and do it. That is also require courage, because that time you have seen a vision, you are a visionary, or you want to do something, but the many people are saying don't do, but still you're going and doing, which means that it requires courage. And you can be successful, not successful, that is the second part, but you are taking initiative of doing that, right? Like Pradipta was talking about, somebody was talking about, is that if you want to seek a truth, correct, and it requires, so he was talking about an issue, right, which we do not want to hear it. A lot of people say, hey, you don't know how to express, but you are taken a step ahead and gone. So about there's a truth about, probably you don't speak very good English, but still you're taking a step ahead and going out and speaking, because that like Amar was talking about, right? When you keep on working, what happens? Your English will get improved, correct? So same way, anything for the matter, right? Second could be a temptation. So you are in a weight loss journey and you are very tempted to eat ice cream. So it takes courage not to eat ice cream during that time, right? It's a courage, right? So something you are very tempted about it, right? But you are in a weight loss journey, right? And now you are tempted about eating ice cream, but you're not taking ice cream. It's take a courage, right? Very simple example, right? Or probably a decision, right? Some kind of decision you're taking where you have to face a lot of people, right? So that in this particular decision, I have to face multiple people, but still you're going and doing it. That is courage. So somebody very talented, but he's not ready to take all these things. Versus somebody is not a talented, but he's willing to take, is that beyond talent, right? That's exactly the courage comes in a picture, right? The challenge, correct? So some of the challenge which that you might fail, your success percentage, there is a very, very less, but you are going out and doing it, right? So those are the important. So in the courage, something weakness you have, but still you are wanted to overcome weakness. How do you do that? The first thing what you have to look at is that observe whatever work you're doing it, correct? Observe that, how to do it. So which means you have to spend time in learning to get the work done. It could be anything, right? If I want to build my muscles, what I need to do? I know that I do not have good muscles, but still I'm courageous enough to go to the gym or go any places, picking those dumbbells and trying to do that, right? So I have a weakness. I'm not able to pull those 10 kg or 20 kg, but still I'm willing to do that. So first thing, observe how to do that. Second thing, act. Because once you act, you're taking action towards that, right? The third is evaluate. When you're doing something, are you doing rightly or not? That's important. That is the third part. And the fourth part is that if you're not doing rightly, what you have to do, readjust. Look at what adjustment require, and then what you do is act on that, right? So these are the important part, because if you take action, correct, the fear will come. And if you are courageous, in spite of fear, you're going beyond your boundary line and you're taking those steps ahead to be successful or build those, imbibed character within you, right? Courage will be tested when it takes the higher road, even if the truth, it could be, the outcome could be a good or bad, right? For example, I can say when you're working with people, like Pradita was talking about, when you're working with people, when you're trying to win with people, Pradita was talking about 3 kind of people you will find it, right? There are a lot of people who have treated you wrong way, correct? But still, he was talking about there's 3 things, the low road, middle road, high road. Low road means the people has treated you wrong and you treating them more badly wrong. What resulted? It resulted you as a damage your relation with those people, because they have done wrong, and in spite of that, you are doing more wrong with them. Correct? So it is damaging your relation. A middle path is that the people who are good with you, right? But you're not being influencer over there. You're not treating them bad, but you're just treating them like normal human being. They will listen you, but they will never become influence. You cannot be influencing them. But what is the high road talks about is that treat people better than they treat you. And that means that you start influencing. So for example, somebody has done very bad with you, but still you have a good feeling about them. Still you are walking towards them. Because see, understand one thing. Saying is very easy. Somebody has done very wrong with me and I still go ahead and treat with right notion. But eventually over the period of time, you become influencing to them. You start influencing them. And in fact, they will love to work with you. They will wait to get the time to work with you because you become influencing them, right? So the most important part in the building a relationship, when courage comes in a picture, you have to look at that, how you're treating the people, right? Are you treating the people better than what they have treated you, right? Because it's important for us. Courage will tested when you face a task. So let's suppose you are in a crowd, right? And there are a lot of people, but you go beyond and you face those crowd and trying to answer. There are a lot of people who will try to hit you, put you down and things like that. But you are courageous enough. You're building those skills within you, going out and talking, right? So these are very important. There's a couple of points which I want to talk and sum it up, is that how to build a courage, because these are the challenges which I talk about, right? But how to build a courage? Courage has to come from inside within you, right? Not from outside. So you have to really pump yourself. You have to have a positive person. You probably have to do some pep talk. It's all depends on how you become it, right? But doing it, right? Because fears will come on you, right? Aapke upar aayega, right? So you have to be courageous enough, and that courage you have to get. That's the reason long back I shared the story about a woman where her kids come under the truck, but she gathered the courage, she gathered things, and she pulled the truck to save her kid. Correct? So courage is that one thing you find from inside, not from outside. That is within you. Grow the courage by doing the right things. Now, a lot of time we do shortcut things, right? The courageous person never do that. They always do right things, because that is the way they are building those things inside them, right? Third, most important is the courage. How you will do that is just take a small step, correct? So for example, let's suppose a lot of people, scare about driving. So Or how do we learn about driving? Tell me. First, we start slowly, go to some place where no traffic is there, and you start driving. And slowly, you build your courage, correct? And you start driving. And slowly, what happens is that you driving also, you're talking over phone also, you're drinking water also, everything happens, right? But it is built up one after another, right? On a day one, when you don't know how to drive a car, a bike, you've not gone in traffic, right? So you have built up those courage because, see, I'm sure you must have realized your journey about, courage with respect to any point of time when you have built up or when you have learned about car driving or bike driving. You must have seen that it has been slowly, or you remember your cycle when you learn about a bicycle, right? First, you start learning about kanchi. Do you know kanchi cycling? You don't sit on a seat. You just put on a leg on both sides and try to drive, right? Or you take the bicycle to some place where it's slopey there and you want to just run and jump and drive, right? That is also take courage, right? In fact, you learn the bicycle and then you fallen down and you're so scared to take the cycle back, but still you take it because the enjoyment there is something different, right? So, but still you go ahead, right? That is another courage, right? Remember those days, right? So look at in your life, some point of time, all of us has done something, right? Where you have taken one step extra, go beyond on boundary line because you really badly wanted those things, right? So success will always be there, but courageous people are a great leadership. A person who has become more successful, very successful, they will always take a step. They will always gather inside a courage. They will do a pep talk or do anything to accomplish that goal, right? And most important is that leadership position, if you want to accomplish, right? Leadership position won't give you courage, but once you are becoming courageous person, you become a great leader, right? So it's very important for all of us to understand what it takes to be courageous person, right? Good, very nice. That was my learning and quick sharing. I hope you were able to understand my thought process, right? Do you have anybody sharing before we go ahead and discuss about a book? We have 10 minutes to go. No? Okay, good. So guys, I'm going to showcase you a couple of books. I want all of you to be, vote for the book because I want all of you to prepare because we don't want to take too much time on ordering a book so that you can order because we have left with 2 weeks, I believe, for finishing this book, right? My thought process is very simple. If you understand reading notion concept altogether is building life skills, which means your communication skill, your interpersonal skills, correct? Because that is the way we are building these character, building these attributes within us to be successful. Technically good, you are doing great in your job or whatever you're doing it, but these courage, right? The understanding what are the characteristics sharpen you to become successful. We are all learning, right? So one thing which I am thinking more towards running a leadership based book club, right? Like I was selected this book called Failing Forward by again a John C. Maxwell, and it teaches you is that when you are moving in a life, what it takes, failing forward, right? So I will talk about all the book and we can select Failing Forward, correct? Second book by Leadership Gold by same John C. Maxwell, Leadership Gold, right? It's a wonderful book again, right? And third book which I have from John C. Maxwell right now is called 360-Degree Leader, right? It talks about a certain characteristics. So you can vote any one of these if you think about, let me repeat it. The Failing Forward is one of the book. Leadership Gold is another book by John C. Maxwell. And third book is about 360-Degree Leader, right? This is one phase of running a leadership series. Another side is we could work and read about something called a mindset, which helps us to understand we'll come which book we wanted. Okay, a mindset, it talks about that in any area of the life you require certain mindset, right? Like for example, if I talk about, there's a few kids was in one school, and the teachers they gave certain puzzles, and they found it two varieties of kids. One variety of kids were saying, oh, this is nice puzzle, I'm really liking, they're folding the hand, they're ready to solve the puzzle, they were enjoying. And the second kind of kids saying, this is really tough, they could have given a little more easy. It's all about mindset. Both kids doesn't know how to solve it, But when problem arise, how each one is acting on that. Somebody is excited about the problem and challenging coming up, and somebody is not excited and they say, hey, why? And that's happening in our life too. When the challenges come, what do we think? Why God is giving so much challenges to me only? Why not? This guy challenge is very easy. My challenge is very tough. We think about, right? So this book can be help you to understand that as being a successful, and you want to become a successful, what kind of mindset we have to build up. And a wonderful example. So this is one of the book, right, which can help us to build our mindset, because see, on the process of learning leadership skill, our mindset has also been strong. And second thing is that by Stephen Covey, is the 7 habits of highly effective people. This could be talk about is that what it take to be influenced, why some people doesn't listen us, right? We wanted to tell so many things. For example, for our kids only, we are telling so many things, but they're not ready to listen, right? Or we want to tell our wife something and she is not ready to listen. Or we want to tell to our friends, they don't listen. Why? Because this book teaches you is that there's an area of concern and area of, the influence, right? The people who don't listen you, a reason they don't listen you because within themselves, they have a lot of concern. What you have to do is that we have to reduce our circle of concern and we have to start increasing circle of influence. And that is this book will talk about. So now you guys vote again. Let me repeat again. 7 highly effective people, 7 habits of highly effective people teaches us about concern versus influence, circle of concern, circle of influence. Mindset will help you to develop a challenge when it comes in front of you. How do you deal that? And then these 3 books will predominantly talk about a leadership series. Now you tell me which you want to order it. Once we finish this Beyond Talent, any one of these books we will order. And we are going to eventually read all the book. It's not like that we are stopping, right? But after this, which one we would like to go? Do we want to run a leadership series, or you want to build a mindset as well as, a concern and things like that, and towards a relationship, right? Go ahead with voting. Shall I show the book and ask for voting, or how do you want? Or you guys will get confused because I showed so many books. Murthy is laughing.
Mindset.
Somebody say mindset, somebody say failing forward. Okay. So let me do one thing. We have around 12 people, correct? 12 people. How many of you ready to vote for this? You can raise a hand, digital, raise a hand. So I can see that. Digital, raise a hand, I can see that. Okay. 3 people has raised so far. Okay, good, no problem. 3 people. Okay. How about mindset? You can remove your hand if you're not being part of mindset, and then we will select. Okay. Okay. Wow, so many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so mindset is winning. How many are ready for 7 habits of highly effective people? Okay, this is okay.
7.
4, 5, 6, 7. No. 4, 6. Okay, good.
Oh,
okay.
the tiebreaker lost.
Lost. Okay, so how about this and this? No need to open, right? Okay, good. So shall we go ahead with failing forward? Because it looks like you liked it. The mindset. Is that everybody's fine for mindset? Can we raise the hand all together? Or show like this? Mindset? Okay, 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So everybody can show a face. I think, Shruti, I'm not able to see your face. I'm able to see your, okay. Yeah. Good. Okay, Amar, not for mindset.
No, he said.
Okay, good. So we'll go with mindset in that case. Yeah. Amar, can you take a screenshot about it? We'll post in our social media group. Just take a screenshot. Everybody look at a screen, do it like this. And anyway, we're talking mindset. Okay, good. Yeah. All right, I've taken a good. So please buy it. This wonderful book. I can tell you love it, right? And once you read it, I can tell you that it's a wonderful book. Yeah, somebody wants to say something?
Who's the author?
I will say Dr. Coral.
Okay.
We'll send.
I just thought I'll order it so that.
Yeah,
okay.
Everybody has to order it because we are right now reading this book, and I know that we have taken 2 months to finish this book. I hope you are reading, not skipping this book. Okay, good. So
actually, I have not started reading this book because I, kind of joined in between. But I wanted to be up to speed for the next book, so that's where I want to ensure I order it earlier.
That's a good thought, Shruti. We will send a picture of the book so that you have all the details.
Yeah, sure. Where will you be sending? Because I think I get this link from Sarvana. I don't know if there's
Sarana can send it to you, or you can join the
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Telegram group, and you can get all the information in Telegram.
Okay, sure.
Rishabh, you're okay
Just
with the book,
one-
right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you getting a messages? At least your dad is forwarding you messages or not?
Actually, I'm joining through that link only. Actually, I'm forwarding
Okay.
to this and I'm entering.
So do you have the Telegram with you? Means your dad mobile?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are a part of Reading
Father
Nation.
has.
Okay, wonderful, very nice. Good.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Just one thing. On online, there is two thing. One is the mindset, and one is the updated edition of the same book. So just we need
Yeah,
to
I will send it. You can buy the this one. I can see the what version. You buy this one only. No problem.
We'll send you the details.
Updated version will only the chapter will change. That's all. Okay, guys, great, wonderful. Good. I hope you're learning, and make sure go and invite some more people, because if you are going to start this new book, they could also get benefit. Lockdown across the country, so we have to get excited about reading more and upskill ourselves, because this is the one skill which all of us has to learn and develop ourselves. Okay, so then see you. If nothing is there, anybody want to share something? I see Svetlina is having cup of tea, so that's nice.
On a lighter note, I
It's
was thinking
hot
when Akash was
water
talking-
I'm having it because of the throat infection.
On a lighter note, I was just thinking when Akash was talking about courage, I thought of asking how many of us are married? So that needs courage.
Yeah, I had
How many of us have no
courage-
courage? That also needs
I
courage.
had this point: is courage will be tested when we take the high road. Even other, other trusts treat us badly, and that's the first point I've written my marriage. So I want to talk, but lack of time I was seeing because it's blinking, so I cut that point, right? But good, wonderful, guys. Amar, want to say something? Amar, you want to say something? Okay. You might be sending picture. One more thing, guys. The next week, I believe the 22nd, right? Next is what? I just want to tell you something very important. 24, but 22nd April is the very important day for all the readers. That is called, World Reading Day. Okay, I will send you the information to all of you. Okay, so make sure that day you read something. Good. Looks like nobody wanted to go today. Everybody is courageous enough. Murthy, how are things in Hyderabad? All well?
Yeah. So far, so good.
Good, guys. So please order the book. I'll send it in Reading Nation channel in the Telegram, and keep reading this talent, Beyond Talent. It's going to be awesome time. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And courage means that you have to start talking on this book club as well.